Reggie, what's up, man? What's happening? How you doing, brother? Working on a building. Well, he'll be here. He'll be here soon. Daryl. I'm tired today, man. I'm hurting. It's 6 months, but I'm at the pace myself. All right, let's get into it. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition of the 623 Lives Matter radio show on WOOM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio. Thank you guys for tuning in that's on the radio. Everybody that's watching on Facebook Live, we appreciate you joining in. You guys could have been anywhere else, but you decided to give us a little bit of your time. And we appreciate all those guys that's on their way to work or at work. Thank you. Everybody that work at night like us, on your way home, make sure you get some rest. Just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to get right into it. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. First off, we want to talk about the last supplement in Detroit, Local 243, Metro Detroit. They vote on April 28th. That's a Sunday at 9 a.m. in the morning. Depending on how that vote turns out, looks like it's probably going to be a yes vote. So let's just assume that it will be yes. That means probably late May, early June, we should see something or hear something about our retro pay. So that again is April 28th. The last supplement will be voted on. Local 243 Metro Detroit. Also, we'll find out about the retro. I know a lot of people got a lot of questions about it. So soon after April 28th vote, we'll find out more about it and we'll have more information on it. Now after last week's show, I received a message from one of our feeder drivers here at 623. And they were talking about the importance of slate votes. And he sent me a nice message. He was talking about, hey man, you guys need to stress the point of voting for the whole slate, and because his perception is they don't want anybody from the old board in office ever again. So he sent me that message, and I'm reading it. So I said, man, let me take a look back at the vote count from 2016 because I took a picture of it and I saved it. So I went back and I looked at it, and Clarence, it's more to it than us losing by 37 slate votes. Because I remember I told you about your situation.
Yeah.
And what would have happened if we would have went an even, or if we were just down by 10. You right now will be the president of Local 623 right now if we would have went an even, or if we were just like 10 or more or 10 or less. Well, 12 or less votes. If they would have had us about 12 instead of 37, you will be president. It'd have been you and Jumbo, and let's say if we was even, it'd have been you, Jumbo, and Espo. All three of y'all would have got in. If we were just even. So I said, oh my goodness, but check this out. Greyhound has, because they vote because they're in our local.
Right.
Greyhound has about 40 to 45 members. So all them voted for the E-board. Which is, understandable. That's all they know. Right. So I go down there from time to time. They always tell me, hey man, keep us informed. So just assume that all of them voted for the guys in office. They only got us by 37. Greyhound got about 45 people. So if you look at it, the totality of it, we beat them on the UPS side. Even with the three slates and all this other kind of stuff, if you look at the numbers, on the numbers aspect, we got them. And if we were in there even, man, you would be where Morris is. Now I don't know if Shanahan would have made you a BA or not.
Yeah, he wouldn't. I guarantee you that.
But
he wouldn't.
But it is very, very important, everybody, that when we vote this time, that we vote the whole slate. They had 347 slate votes. We had 310. They barely got by. And not only that, Clarence, Wharton B and Morris, they were like neck and neck, for as they had the same amount of slate. People don't want them. They don't want them. Jumbo had just as many votes as Wharton B. So just say that we was up 37. Wharton B loses. Joni loses. Morris loses. Hester loses. And I think Malley might be going too. So that 37, man, I'm telling you, it could have went a whole different way if people would have voted. Now, my situation, at the time, everybody loved Shanahan. And I remember telling Espo, I said, Espo, it's going to be almost impossible for me to go up against, it's the same way with George. Because me and you had a conversation about George.
Right.
It was going to be almost impossible if it comes down to individual votes to beat Shanahan. Because everybody thought he was this great dude and all this other kind of stuff. But if it happened today, it won't even be close. He has little to none support right now. None of them guys do. But, the slate votes, very, very important. You guys got to vote the slate. Like I said, I'm gonna post that back up there again because it was very, very close. I didn't really know it was that close until, like I said, the feeder driver sent me a message at the last week's show, and I looked back at it, and like I told Clarence when I came in to work on Monday, was it Monday? It was one of them days. I think it was Monday. And I said, Clarence, if we was just 12 down, 11 down, because you beat him. Because he only got you by 25, even with the 37 votes they were up. He only got you by 25, so 12 or less, you got him. And Joni and I think they were dead even. So, but I don't know how that would have worked since they was even. I don't know. I had to look at it. I don't know if they. So I can't remember. I think it's in the election rules, but I can't remember what happens when somebody is even. I got them at home, but I can't remember. But surely you and Jumbo and Espo, but like I said, I don't know how they would have worked if they would have been tied. You guys would be in office right now. Even if like I said, if they was just maybe 10 up and not 37, all of them jokers would have been done. Those three would have been done. They'd have been done. Gone. So, but like I said, I doubt if they would have made you a BA.
Oh, they wouldn't.
You would have just been
I've been a working president.
Ain't that something? You be the president of a local, but you in there.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
Now, even saying that, when you go back to the election of 2013, when they barely won by 6 votes, it was even tighter than ours. They won by 6.
Right. But I don't know how tight it was with the other people. I know Morris. Not
Joni.
But Joni and Morris, they was the tightest. It was 6 votes apart. But everybody else kind of like, did they?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, and the way they rewarded the membership for voting them in is they disappeared for 2 months, and we missing it.
We did.
Like, where they at? Like we put all our all into them.
Yeah.
We supported them, and for 2 months we kept saying, like, where they at?
Right.
None of them showed up.
Yeah.
It wasn't just 1 or 2. None of them showed up. Then you fast forward to the election in 2016. They have another close election. And the way they reward the membership with another close election, is that they give us a bogus contract. They extort us. They extort a yes vote from our local. And when you look at that, that's showing that's telling you that they do not respect the membership. They do not respect your vote. They feel as though no matter what they do, you're still going to vote them in.
Right.
That's what they've been doing. What they've
Right.
been doing.
Exactly.
Now, Bill Shanahan has told us in the shop store meeting. This was before 243 settled. He said, and this is what he said in the meeting. He said, now, our local voted yes by 8 votes. And if we didn't, we would be in the same position as 243.
No, 249. Western PA.
Western PA.
Right.
So, and he said, yeah, because now they're going to have to pay into their pension because they voted no, even though they had that same stipulation
Right.
as we did. Their membership shut it down, told their people to vote no, voted no a second time by overwhelmingly margin.
Yeah.
Third vote came. What happens? They got back everything that Bill Shanahan said he couldn't get. They got it.
And more.
And more.
And more. And more.
And people ask me all the time, Clarence, how come this local got this local got that? And the answer is easy. It's leadership.
Yeah.
And the first meetings before we even voted, because I remember sitting there, I couldn't even sit still when he gave us that paper. Telling us, you're going to lose this, you're going to lose this, you got to vote yes. Man, I was like a kid that couldn't even sit still.
All right, Carl.
He sat there and he said to the meeting, if y'all vote this down, we will not be able to get it back. They are not going to put it back on the table. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do that. Same thing they say in the hearings. We go into a supervisor working hearing. First thing they say is, oh, well, they ain't going to agree to this. They ain't going to agree to that. It don't matter what they agree to. If you stood up and fought for what we deserve, it don't matter what they agree to. They're going to give you what you deserve if you stand up and you fight for it.
Especially if it's in the contract. Right?
Especially,
yeah, especially if it's in the contract. You know what I mean? And that was my biggest thing with any of them. You know, they tell you the company is not going to agree, but in the black and white, they have already agreed to it because it's in the contract.
But I'm going to tell you something. And I remember Jumbo's famous words to me
yeah, I remember
way
that
back years ago when I became a steward is the contract ain't down here. He used to always say, man, we know what the contract says,
right,
but they don't fight for what's in there.
Yeah.
They do not fight for what's in there. And they side talk you. You talking about the contract? Contract says November, December. It's like so if you go full time, you have 30 days to qualify.
Right.
It doesn't say you have 30 days to gain seniority.
Right.
You have 30 days to qualify. So the company says that November, December don't count towards your qualification. Bill Shanahan says it does. But Bill Shanahan also let at least two employees that we know of get disqualified even after they worked 30 days because he said November, December don't count.
Now, my question to you, Clarence, is this here. Why does this keep coming up? What are our local officials gaining from doing this? Because you see what they try to do to Mr. Minkins.
Right.
Same situation. But, gave him the agreements, he put it in, he got paid. I'm wondering, what is it that they're getting by continuing to do this? Like, I mean, it has to be something because it keeps happening. It keeps happening. Like, what are they gaining from telling a member, hey, November and December don't count. Don't make no headways, or you're gonna be sent back. Like, what is it? Like, what's making them do that? It's got to be something that we just don't see.
It's either corruption. It's either corruption or fear. What are they afraid of?
Right,
I don't know.
That's what I don't understand. I mean,
don't know.
It baffles me because it keeps coming up. Like every other week, we keep hearing it. Hey, they telling me November, December don't count toward my progression or my seniority or all this other kind of stuff. Why doesn't it count? You trying to qualify? Qualifying and gaining seniority is two different things.
And you know what? When it was an employee that went full time, and he asked, I told him, you work 30 days, and you're in. That's it.
Right.
And I said, he was like, oh, well, the manager told me November, December don't count towards seniority, so I don't get seniority until the middle of January. I said, no, that's not true. I said, work your 30 days, don't worry about it, you're going to get your seniority. He goes to Bill Shanahan. Shanahan says, and this is our quote, Clarence is right, but I don't want you to make no waves, so just wait till January. So why should I have, if I only got work 30 days, why should I have to wait until January the 15th because you don't want to make no waves?
Right.
If you're afraid to stand up to fight this company, then you don't need to be in that position.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Exactly. And that's the problem where we at, because what happens is, and you know this like I know because we've been doing this for a long, long time, Clarence, but that attitude coming from your leader, it gets into the member.
Yeah.
Now the member, speaking of that, last night, I'm upstairs working and one of our members come up to me and she talks about a situation that's going on upstairs. So she explains it to me and she says, I want to file a grievance, but, nothing is going to happen. She said, I've seen so much stuff going on with people filing them and they get retaliated and this, that, and the other. I don't want that to happen to me because the guys that, in office, they seem not to care. And I'm sitting there listening to her, man, and it's heartbreaking because this member, man, she comes to work every day, works hard, and she's getting screwed over. She's getting screwed. She said, man, my seniority don't mean nothing. I can't file agreements because they're not going to do nothing. And it's a constant theme in there. And the members, man, they need help. They need help, Clarence.
I just said, before I even came here, I talked to the people in the preload. It was three members. And they told me, it's like, well, when we leave, they tell us to leave. They say when you over here, they won't do anything. But when you leave, they tell us to leave, and then all the work is done. So when we come in the next day, all the work is done. So they're doing it.
Right.
So all right, I said, you know what? We're gonna get down to the bottom of it. And then they tell me that the suits are working over here, where we can't see what there's going on.
Right.
And they said, I don't want to put a grievance in because if I put a grievance in, they're gonna start messing with me, and like I said, it's heartbreaking to hear.
Right, it is.
Because we as a union need to stand up, all of us.
Right.
Because we are as strong as our weakest member. So if you see a violation, you should be able to put it in. But it's hard to say you have to put it in when I know that the guys who are behind us are weak to the point where as though you're afraid that you'll get retaliated against.
Exactly.
I mean, you should never be afraid to stand up and fight for your rights. No.
Especially when you're already paid for them.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest problem. I'm paying for this, but I can't use it. I'm afraid to use it because of something that might happen to me. And I know that my people are not going to fight for me. That's a big issue. A big problem. But another thing, Clarence, I was hoping everybody was going to be here. But I wanted to talk to everybody, you, Espo, Jumbo, and bring in the audience here because I've been getting a lot of messages, man, from a lot of our members. And I wanted to kind of charge you guys, let you guys know we got to get this done, man. We have to. I got a message the other day from one of our members who was getting ready to retire. They could retire any moment. She told me that, she can retire, like I said, anytime. But she doesn't want to do it. She want to help us get in office.
Right, from Prelude?
Yeah.
Because I know somebody from Prelude. Speaking of that, I don't know if we're talking about the same person. I don't want to say no name.
Right.
She told me that she don't want to retire because we got to win, so she can retire, so she can make sure her pension is all right.
Yo, then a driver from Oregon Avenue sent me a message, and this one got to me. He said, Hooker, I've been doing this a long time, over 30 plus years. I've been with them guys for as long as I can remember. He said, it's nothing personal against them, but before I leave, I want them out of office because they have ruined what it means to be a Teamster. That did something to me, man.
That's profound.
That did something to me. So I said, man, I gotta tell my guys this, man. We gotta do this. We have to. Our members, man, they have given up a responsibility to do this. Even if we don't want to, it's too late now.
That's what we told Workman. That's exactly what we told Workman at that meeting.
Right.
Even if we didn't want to, this is bigger than us.
Right.
Way bigger than us.
And all these people keep telling me this stuff. Hey man, Hooker, you guys gotta do this for us. If you guys don't do it, man, you know, we don't know what's gonna happen. James Romeo, he told me this. Yo, James Romeo, man, if a lot of people don't know, dude is a strong dude. He went through a lot, and if you listen to him and you talk to him, man, very inspirational, you know. So I was talking to him months ago on peak season. He was saying, listen, man, you know, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't know anything about the contract. Then he told me last night, and I think, no, not last night, but he reiterated it last night. But you was there, this was like a couple weeks ago, I don't know if you remember. He said, man, if you guys decided to stop what you guys were doing, all of us will be in trouble. If somehow another class said, man, I'm done, I say, man, I'm done, Jumbo done, everybody done, he said, man, we would be in trouble. Man, and it's those kinds of statements, man, the text message and all the phone calls, Clarence, we got to do it, man. We got to do this. If we don't do it, man, I don't know what is going to happen, but we got to do this for our people. We got to do it. And not only that, Clarence, you know, I've been doing a lot of stuff outside of UPS in the community, getting other unions involved.
Right.
So we had a big meeting on Sunday, right? Man, look, unions are under attack, workers are under attack, and there's a lot of people that looks to what we're doing to try to change their unions as far as leadership. So one lady, I was at this thing 2 weeks ago at Temple, and there was some teams that reached out to her, and they was like, yo, you know, we got to get changes in our local. And she told them about us and what we were doing. So we were talking to them, trying to get them, you know, on the same thing. Hey, listen, you guys, this is what you got to do, this, that, and the other. There's a lot of people, Clarence, that are looking up to what we are doing. Not just in this local, but outside. But outside the local as well. So, listen, guys, we got to get this done, but the only way to get it done is you guys have got to vote. If you guys don't vote, it's almost, you know, it's not going to happen. So what we need you guys to do, like I explained early in the show, is about the, you know, the slate votes. Very, very important that you vote the slate, because as we found out in 2016 that, you know, 37 votes meant a whole lot. Like I said, Clarence would have been in there, Espo would have been in there if we were just a little less, you know what I'm saying, of a deficit. But that's the thing about it. You guys got to vote. I mean, we can sit up here and we can talk, we can do this and we can do that, but people got to vote. Just time out for talking, time out for a whole lot of lip service. We can bid the gates until we blue in the face. If you guys don't vote, guess what's going to happen? We're going to be on this show again next year, and the year after that, and the year after that. We're going to be in the hubs talking about, man, what happened and this, that, and the other, because everybody sees what's happening. It's not like you don't know. The writing is on the wall. We should be in a better position than we are as a local. Just the bottom line. There is no educational for our members. There is no fight from the leaders. The company dominates us on a daily basis, and we need to do something about that. The only way we can do something about that, we have to change the leadership, point blank, period. Look at our contract. You know, we was told that, hey man, you know, if we don't vote yet the first time, this was going to happen. Well, guess what? Other people had the same language. They stood up, and UPS did what they were supposed to do. Look at what happened in Local 804, their supplement. $400 pension increase, 110 new 22-3 jobs for their part-timers. All these things, protections against the 22-4, I mean, it's just so much stuff that they got that we should have gotten, but we didn't get. And the problem is, number one, we don't vote. And when we don't vote, this is what happens. So you guys got to make up in your mind now that in October, we're going to vote a different way. Now, we know not a lot of people are going to vote. Our goal is to change the way that most people have been voting over the years. Because people are just not going to vote, and we know that. We're not going to keep beating people over the head. Yes, we do want you to vote. We do. But we do understand that over the last few years, few elections, few contracts, only about 1,000 to 1,100 people vote. That's all. And mostly, especially last election, as you can see, the votes were kind of split down the middle between us and the incumbents. 37 votes is not a lot of votes. And it was a lot of things that we didn't do. And I don't even know you guys even paid attention. We didn't do any fundraising. We didn't do any phone banking. No mailer. It was a lot of things that we did not do that if we would have done, probably would have won. Because we were right there. That's why we started doing the fundraising. We got plenty of phone numbers already. We already showed you the foundational things that we plan on doing for the bylaw amendment, making it more transparent in our local, the ATM committee that we plan on bringing in, and of course the reinvestment committee, not reinvestment committee, but reinvestment program that we plan on showing our members, hey, listen, we don't want your money, we don't want the cars and all this other kind of stuff. We're not going to take the car once the lease is up from the incumbents or the current administration. Those cars going back. We don't want them. We got our own cars. The salaries, listen, we don't want all this money and all that. We're trying to do something on a big scale. We just want to help and fight for people. That's what we want to do. So, and that saving that money will be reinvested into the membership for more training, education, giving our members the tools to win. We don't have the tools. You listen to the locals that just got in office, like 767 and 651 and Local 804, man, they've been training their leaders, sending them to getting training on arbitration and organizing and being a BA. Those are the things that we're going to do. And not only that, for our stewards as well, like 767 in Texas, they had a steward training seminar for their stewards. That's what we need, because a lot of our problems can be resolved on the shop floor. But our stewards need to be trained. They need to be trained how to handle it. They need to be trained how to fight. Not just rah, sis, boom, bah, yell and scream. That stuff doesn't work. UPS, man, they done got so sophisticated and everything like that, man. Then that stuff don't bother them like it used to. Maybe if we had the proper leadership, the rah, and the yeah, it might mean something. But until that changes, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. So what we got to do, we got to vote. We got to vote. Now, another thing that I was talking about was, I know we mentioned it last week on the show, and over the weekend, I don't know if you guys listened to the show, but there's a show in New York out of 804, What the Heck Show, Hey, What's Going On? Mm-hmm. And they was talking about the IBT raising the threshold to get delegates on the ballot for officers. Now, at the current, it's 5%. So, when we went down there in 2016, the Teams for United slate couldn't meet that threshold over in the West. That's why they couldn't, have a candidate from the West. This time, if they raise it up, man, it's going to be hard to get people from any region. So what we got to do, we got to make sure that we go to this convention in 2021 and make sure we stop that. Because what they're trying to do is alleviate the election altogether. That's what they're trying to do. So that's why, hey, you back to work, man. You look like you've been working, man. You all right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's tell what's going on since you've been back.
grievance filed for Sunday, one's come for Monday, one's come for Tuesday, and I'm going to put this out there. When a supervisor tells me, a manager, especially Keith Neubauer, says that I opportunistically file grievances for supervisors working so I can get money for nothing, yet he opportunistically denies me my opportunity
to get the
my
money.
meal period,
Right.
which is guaranteed under the collective bargaining agreement, there's going to be a problem.
Right.
So I want to tell the members now, let's have the $1 million grievance challenge. Let's see if we can grieve $1 million out of UPS right now, because you know what? Soup's working at an unbelievable pace.
Unbelievable.
Right? The volume's all-time heavy. They're saying it's 80,000 pieces, and they're still starting at 11:30. Now today, for some reason, magically, they did good. They wrapped up pretty good at Oregon. It was a little bit over, but not like yesterday. Yesterday was really big.
Right.
Right? It's okay. It's all right. But if you tell me I got 80,000 and I can't start at least at 11 o'clock or 10:30, right?
Right.
Just so you can have a meal period. Because some guys like to have their lunch. They like to take that time off the feet. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it also helps to make sure that people, you know, the part-timers that are working can get out at that same time, 8:30, because they might have another job to go to.
Right.
You know, that's going to help them.
Right.
You know, we all have to work together as a team to meet the needs of the workforce that's there to help make it happen.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. What's up, Jump Trustee?
I don't have that. I don't have that nonsense.
Right.
If someone told you that you opportunistically filed for grievances so you could get paid for supervisors' work because you wanted money for nothing, what would you do, Hooker?
I'll file him anyway.
I'll file.
File him. I mean, they already violated you. Now they're trying to tell you you're trying to get free money, but they denied you the opportunity to get the money from the beginning. It's sad.
Oh,
Y'all
man.
done got
I was
Joe
mad. Man.
What's up with you, John? What you got, man?
But I ain't got no glasses.
Listen.
I'm in trouble. So listen.
Wait, let's go this one too. You want to talk about those 45 jobs? Let's talk about that, right? Mm-hmm. Let's make it real simple for everybody. Everybody wants to be simple, right? The 45 jobs that Izzy moved still exist because the part-timers are working those hours which those full-timers had. The local is promised those 45 positions with that work. Izzy went and got 45 new positions because, as Shannon wants to put it, UPS can't keep nobody. Imagine that.
Right.
Imagine there's high turnover at UPS,
that's
a
the
most
real-
admired company.
That's what the real deal is. The real deal is that part-timers keep quitting on the ramp. So they took the 45 full-timers, 35 gave them to the ramp, and 10 gave them the shift. That's what the real deal is, right? Like we said last week. Then the one Teamster member, he said that they were on loan. They were on loan. That was another excuse. Like we went over this last week. Then the other Teamster said that John
What's
L.
up, John?
said that because they go to lunch at 9 o'clock, it's doing them no good having them in the hub. So he kicked them out on the ramp.
I just want to say this because it seems pretty feasible to me, right? Not all the planes come right in at 11 o'clock, right?
No.
They're all staggered in certain times as much as I can remember, right?
Exactly.
So you telling me you could assign them to a different crew that starts maybe like the plane comes in at 12? And this way, you know, there's some time there, some flexibility?
But like what's the
Right?
what's the key phrase? What's the key phrase, John?
The key
Only
phrase
for me. That's what UPS, that's the key phrase.
Key
Only for me.
phrase, whenever you ask Bill Shanahan a
There
question,
you go.
the key phrase is UPS can do
Do
whatever they want to do.
That's the phrase.
That's the phrase.
That's the phrase.
Well, if UPS can do whatever they want to do, then why is they
No,
negotiating the collective bargaining agreement?
let's rephrase it. At Local 623, UPS and Labor can do whatever they want to do.
Oh,
Let's get
so I
right.
guess it is what it is.
It is
that
what
one
it
too.
is.
That's the other
All right,
phrase.
so now I got one. That's on the airport. I'm late, yo. Okay, now Billy Mars, they put up that he make $137,000 a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, couple of brothers put in grievances for the 10-minute break or meal period. Every time you go to the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
they tell them to put in a break or a lunch, right? So the member goes up to Billy Mars. Billy Mars, that's the president. BA, he need a map to get to the airport, right? So they said, what happened to my grievances? We supposed to have them in 5 days or something like that. He like, oh, that ain't important. We got other issues that are more important. Did you hear what I just said? This is what he told the member.
Wow.
All right, so now we went over that Oregon Avenue, Esposito, y'all can bid every year, right? Preload, right?
Yes.
Okay, now
Yes.
stay with me. Now, Oregon
That's
Avenue,
about that too.
at the airport, we can't bid, right?
We can't bid over there.
Okay, now, on that bathroom break, now, at the airport, they telling drivers to put it in as a lunch break. All right. Now drivers at the airport got put in a lunch break. That means they ain't gonna get the 8 hours, right?
Feeder drivers, right?
Feed the drivers. Now listen, Oregon Avenue Expo, they telling the drivers to put in as a break. Okay, well, okay. Now what's the difference? Why the
Right.
feeder drivers at the airport? You know what I'm saying? Now if they work a 12-hour day, they gonna schedule that as their second lunch. It's gonna come out of their pay. You know what I'm saying? So hold up. Is this the same local Oregon Avenue and PHL or not? Answer the question.
Same local.
Same local.
But what?
There's always different rules. You
Come
know how
on,
it
man.
works. You know how it works.
Yeah.
There's different rules. You know, like from my understanding, the guys down at PHL have a long-standing agreement. They can leave after 5 hours and they ain't gonna get discharged, right? Is that accurate?
No.
I heard that many
Well,
times
we
over.
can't say,
by
we can't
George.
say no. We can't say no because what? Every situation is different.
Right.
Now we don't know. I mean, whoever
Some
got their
people
own
might
deal.
have,
Right,
some people have a
people, right,
deal.
right.
There might be a reason why the person needs to go home. Maybe there's some coverage issues or something at home. So UPS is working them because maybe they have a sick family member at home or something like that. Right? There's always something. But from my understanding, George was like, "Oh yeah, you go home 5 hours." That's what I remember the man saying.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this much. Everybody needs to focus on that, and I think at this union meeting, we need to make sure we target key issues.
No, I don't think we're gonna be able to do it because they saying at this meeting for
Scholarship
God,
thing.
we
I don't care.
can't be. Listen. When we have guests in the building, we can't attack them. Listen, what I'm saying, Espo, don't start. Now.
I'm not attacking them.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
say this.
Espo.
What
Espo.
happened with the old business?
Espo. When we got visitors in the house, parents and their kids, all right, we ain't gonna attack.
Yeah, we take it easy.
We'll wait
just a
until
little bit.
May.
Yeah.
Have it on a different table today. They have a different day.
You table it, all right?
Yeah.
Table. Glad to
I'm
see
not-
you.
I'm not-
Glad
I'm not-
glad
I'm
to
not
see you ready to
tabling.
fight. Glad
I'm
to
not
see you
tabling.
ready to fight.
Coffee.
Glad.
Don't worry about it. It's
glad,
coffee.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Coffee. Listen, I'll tell you right now, we're covering that old business with that 10-minute break. I want to know exactly what they did.
So
I want to know the facts of the story, and we'll let Brother Shanahan figure that out. And those kids can wait a little bit longer for the scholarship. Some kids don't even show up for that scholarship. So let's put this in perspective. All right?
Yeah, well, that's another thing, right? I mean, if a kid got to work or he got an interview with college or not, he should be excused. But other than that, he should be able to. If we're going to give him money, he should. I mean, you let him know in advance. He should be able to show up.
Right.
I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I mean,
It's always respectful to show up when
Yeah,
someone has a
giving you-
ceremony
right.
in honor.
Right, I agree.
For giving the scholarship. It's always important to do that.
Right.
Sometimes they don't have that. You know what I mean? I'm
But-
pretty sure they don't do that with the scholarship Hoffa.
Right.
The Hoffa
All right.
one
All right.
because
So
he might get at DC.
I'm late, so I got to ask a question. Hook. Did you go over part-time supervisor? Got the job? Did you go over there? You want to go over it?
Well, you talking about for Rich?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't
And
go
you
there.
saw what happened with the other guy before
Who?
Rich. The part-time before Rich that Joni and them said that October, November, December don't count?
Yeah,
Clarence
Clarence talked about that before he had to
Talk,
leave. Yeah.
Oh, he talked about it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
but
talk
other
about the.
supervisors got a full-time
Did you
job
talk
at
about
the
the
airport?
supervisor getting the job?
Yeah. No, I didn't talk about that. Yeah, they got another supervisor. They just got the job. They're saying that it's because of the 5-to-1 rule,
6-1.
6-to-1. That's why he was able to get the job.
All right. And so what we're saying is we want to see it in black and white. They won't show it to us. They won't show it to us. They got to show it to it, right? Then you also got to tell them about the 2-hour lunch.
Yeah, you got to tell him because I don't know about that.
All right. So what happened is a start time is supposed to be, they changed the start time. His time is going to be early AM job. It should be, the bid was midnight to 4:30 on building shift. And then you go to lunch and come back 6 to 10 on EAM. So now he shows up, his bid is 10:30. So his bid is at 10:30, right? He goes on break at 2:50 and goes to lunch 3 to 4. So I said, yo, how long is your lunch? He said 90 minutes. I said, ain't no 90-minute lunch. He said, Jump, I got a 90-minute lunch, right? So I go find out, right? They saying, Jump, he got a 2-hour lunch. I'm like, yo, Jordan not fought that. Ain't no 2-hour lunch. They talking about Jump. He got a 2-hour, actually got a 3-hour lunch. All right? So the guy, he ain't going to say nothing because he glad to get the job, right?
Right.
But we fought that, no 2-hour lunches. No 2-hour lunches. So now they telling me that my boss agreed to it.
Your boss.
I guess they saying Shanahan. He ain't my boss. He ain't my boss. I work for the people. I work for the members of 623, not Shanahan. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen, it's only a 90-minute lunch max, and honestly, the way supervisors work, I can't see why there's not an hour lunch anytime.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Just start new stuff at the end of the day. Have that guy be the wrap-up guy, if that's the case. It's about planning. It's about the logistic services of planning, the time together to constitute the job, right? That's what we all understand. You can't make a job out of thin air. You got to have a plan.
But
right?
But like we keep saying, the magic phrase.
UPS can do whatever they want.
That's it.
We see that.
As long as these guys are able to keep saying that and keep doing that, it's going to be a losing battle. We can come down here and we can talk about it. We can read off the questions and the answers and all
my
this.
glasses. I can barely see. All right, so now the next one. This is only a rumor. I mean, it's pretty far-fetched. It's a rumor.
Okay.
The rumor that they're trying to move work from Media to Ballard to Delaware. All right, that would be hard. But what happened is they're actually talking about moving work from the airport to Oregon Avenue and Westchester, because this building, when they built this building, it was not for preload.
That's correct. Used to be the Yading building, then they moved the package cars there. It's probably due to they want to do the expansion inside there to get it more automated, especially for peak season, so they avoid any kind of disasters. So they need the package centers out of there so they can do that.
Because we're in the way. And we're not getting done now. We're in the way.
Package centers are in the way.
Right.
No doubt. So if they want to expand the building, make it bigger, larger, so it can process more or handle more flights, then they need to work that out and make a move.
It's going to be interesting to see if they do that, though.
Did y'all go over the vice president with the seniority with that guy? Y'all declared to go over that before you left? All right, next. Team care. Did you tell the members team care that they're going to work 1 day a week?
I've been telling them that.
Election in November, you go over that?
Yeah. And I talked about, I don't know if you guys know this, but Espo, you weren't here. Last week, I got a message from the feeder driver who was talking about slate votes, right? Because what happened is, I went back and take a look at it. If we went in even, like if we went 37 behind, you, Jumbo, and Clarence are on the board right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yes. So he was explaining, hey, listen, everybody got to vote with slate. You just got to vote with slate because they don't want nobody from that old board on there. Now, there's a whole lot of rumors. I know you heard them about Wharton B and Morris running together. And then I heard yesterday that Shanahan's supposed to be cleaning the house with the board that's in there now and all this other kind of stuff. So I don't know what's going on.
Oh, yeah, since you said that. And he might be cleaning the house because what happened is they finally updated the website. Did you notice?
Oh, no.
Hold up. They didn't really update it. What happened is 623 website, all the e-board members' pictures was sideways.
Right.
My picture wasn't up there, so it ain't never going to be up there, right? So now they updated it. So now, they fixed the pictures. I'm not going to say updated it, right? So we put Shanahan's phone number and his email, and he put Ron Kamek picture, phone number, and email. Jeff Hester, he put his name up, and my name, he put my name up. So it's still not updated. But you can't go there and get questions. What do you think about that?
He can always get a picture of you offline on Facebook.
I gave him 2 pictures.
He ain't put them up?
Oh, he told me he never gave me a picture a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I gave 2 pictures.
We got to address that. Did you get a picture?
What you going to do?
Man. There's something wrong with that picture.
What you going to do? It is what
So
it is,
you ain't heard nothing? You on the board, they ain't tell you nothing? Your boy ain't cleaning the house?
Well, all they tell me is Billy Marsh won't give up his money for the mailing. They said Billy Marsh refused to give mailing, right?
Right.
And so we talking about Billy Marsh, right? Listen, I ain't supposed to say nothing. You know I'm going to say it, right? Listen.
Yeah.
So now, ever since the PI, Bobby Curry, put that up about how much Billy Marsh make, why is he making it still the money? Yo, Billy Marsh been down there 4 times after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 4 times.
Who at PHL?
Yeah, I got driver St. John. I've been there 20 years. I never seen him back in the afternoon down here. He been down there 4 times, shaking hands at the 1 o'clock.
Well, it's election time. I told you they're gonna be super union now.
And he's trying to say, he's trying to tell them, this is why you get the 137,000. Show up every now and then. But make sure you give him a new map because he don't know how to get there.
He was doing some investigative work, I think, earlier today down at Oregon Avenue. That's about the first time I ever seen him do that, doing the operation.
I told you, man, it's super. It's an election.
But this is the one we really talked about. We didn't talk about the feeder department. Remember? Couple trips?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so listen.
But hold on, because I got to do it at 10 o'clock.
Right,
Let me go ahead and do this now. Hey, listen, we're going to do this quick promo for the station. Don't forget, hey, you guys got to donate. SPCR.org. Make sure you go to the link, donate, become a sponsor, whatever you need to do to donate to the station, donate to our manager, and he runs a good station here. And we want you guys to make sure that you can participate in that way as well. If you enjoy the show, make sure that you donate. All right.
Tell me quick. Let's start it off so I can.
No, I want you to get in it. I want you. Where you gonna get in it?
Oh, let me say. Come on.
That's feed you said. Feed the department. I can't even read it. I don't know what that is.
TMP is going down. TDP. Is that what you're trying to say?
What?
You're saying the TMP?
Trip. That's a trip. Trips.
Yeah, if that trip. Trip. I'm off on trip.
Hey, where your glasses at?
I don't know, man.
He wrote it fast.
No, I can't read it. I can't see it. No, go ahead with that, man. I need my glasses, man. I know what it is. All I need is that part, feed the department. I know what it is. I just can't see what the hell that is.
So
Bobby Curry said I need a teleprompter. The one guy said I need a portable teleprompter, right? Listen. Gotta get some glasses to read it, though. You know what I mean?
So are they restructuring the runs around?
All right, good people, we're back. WOOM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio, giving you another live edition of the 623 Lives Matter Radio Show. Again, thank you guys for joining in on the station. Everybody that's watching in on the Facebook Live, appreciate you. Thank you. Now, Jumbo, you was about to say something about the feeder department. What's going on?
Feeder department. Now, the feeder drivers, y'all got to help us out. We really don't know the department. We're doing the best we can. Ron Venn, if you want to call in, Lance, Jolly, Kyle, help us out here. Make sure we get this straight. So what happened is they cutting trips in feeder departments. I think they're down to 74 trips, right? So now, once they cut the trip has to go completely away. They cut the trip. Hooker, you ain't got this trip no more. They cut the trip. All right, cut it. There's no more, right? What they doing is, Espo, new driver, 1875, they're giving him the trip. You can't do it. It can't be done. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
Once the trip is gone, you can't take it from a $40 senior guy making $40 an hour
and give it to an $18 guy.
And that's what they doing.
So what your boys doing?
Well, so hold it. Let's get it. There was 140 some feeder drivers on the seniority list, right around there.
Right. I think it's 74 trips now.
So now they split this thing in half to make 74 one way, 74 other way, and then give the junior guys the 70 the other trips or whatever.
So the meeting was held by a couple feeder drivers Saturday, and what happened is I asked could Hooker come. They said, Jum, we don't want Hooker to come. We want to try and work this out. What happened is, once we find out where we're going, then we'll bring Hooker to it, right? I said, I come too. But they said, if you want to bring Hooker, we'll bring Hooker, right? But like we're saying, right, listen, they're going to say them guys are never in feeders. They don't know what they're talking about. But I know there's one thing. If I got a trip, I got seniority, I bid the trip, right?
Right.
You can't take the trip from me and give it to somebody, a new hire with less seniority than me. You're saying the trip is cut. The trip's supposed to be gone. I don't care what you say, whether I've never been to feeders or not. I know that's not right. You can't take a trip and say it's cut and give it to $18.75 an hour guy and make the trip. Right or wrong?
I think here's a couple of things that could be going on. These are a couple of facts that we got to check out first. Did they make two different centers? Right? I'm just telling you, you got to check. There's two different centers.
See,
this is what they're doing.
Oh, let me cut
Listen,
it.
I
This
agree
is why
with
me
you.
and Espo fight all the time.
Listen, I agree with you. I'm not saying I don't agree with you. I just want to try to get down how they're going to try to wiggle out of it.
So you're saying is they would cut the trip and put in another center?
No,
Correct.
no, not. They put in
instance,
another center.
but that
They
doesn't
put in another center.
Like, for instance, back in the day, right, in Oregon Avenue, they had the feeder drivers that went out and did the overnight routes or whatever, and they had TDP, and the TDP did all the stuff inside the city. Two different things was always split. Opaleski always kept it that way, and that's how it worked. UPS wanted to try to combine it together to make more productive things. Opaleski made sure it was always separate.
Let me cut you off. This is when the members get confused. We talking about one thing, now you're talking about something else,
I'm
right?
just explaining
No,
something.
forget about the sentence. Can they cut a trip? Can they cut a trip?
But Joe, what he's saying is this: if they
Yeah.
cut the trip and put it into an
Trips that ran, they were like a Harrisburg trip or something. They cut the trip from our local and they distributed it to another local. The work was still there, but they moved the work from our local out to other locals and dispatched it and broke the trip apart. And they lost that arbitration. Okay? So you got to look at that too. That's something else you got to look at. That's facts. So when you're at the board meeting this Friday, make sure you get that arbitration grievance, right? Find out the stuff, get the facts, and have a big, long, lengthy conversation at that board meeting about this particular incident.
Now, isn't there something also where the feeder driver should have the right to move with the work?
Follow the work.
Right.
Follow the work.
They're
Right.
supposed to follow work, but
Okay.
they don't do that.
But
They don't
the
do
way
that.
that you get out of
They
it,
don't do that.
you follow the work. They're not going to say that your actual route you can follow because they break it apart into two different locals. They take the work and they'll say, all right, 384 got half of your run and 676 got the other half. You see what I'm saying?
But
so therefore, they're
going
not
back
saying
to what
you
you
can't
said,
follow half a trip. That's
right.
what they'll say.
But going back to what you said in the beginning, if they move it to another center, shouldn't I still be able to follow that work to the other center?
But they're not. You're missing the point. They moved it to two different centers, not just one center. If they moved it to
No,
one
I'm
center,
saying I know that part.
yeah.
3 to 4 in the center.
Yes.
I know
Yeah,
that part.
right.
But if they move it
To one
within
whole
the local,
center,
right?
You should
Shouldn't
be able
they
to follow the work.
Right.
You should be able to follow the work wherever it goes because it's
Exactly.
the work.
Right.
You're not supposed to get laid off for that particular reason.
Right.
You're supposed to be able to follow the work if it moves somewhere.
Right.
No,
And that's
they
what
said-
that's what I would say.
No, they were saying that you can't follow the work. Say if you take something to New York, and then another local won't pick it up, take it the rest of the way. They saying you can't follow the work because you're not paying union dues, and then
To
you
that
know what I'm
local?
saying? And which is BS because like if you take something to New York, right,
Right.
and it comes back to Jersey, you should be able to take it to Jersey.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But I gotta get the doctor.
Yeah, but before you go, Espo, I ain't gonna throw you on the bus.
What? What
Now,
is that?
when I just asked that question, and you went, you know.
No, he didn't.
No,
He
hold
didn't.
on. Let me.
It was cool.
Let me hear me out. Hold on.
Go ahead.
So I could see the guys coming to the like talking about jump. What's up with Espo? I'm like, I mean, I tell y'all know that's how he is. He know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? They're gonna say jump. Espo again. That's what they come say. They're talking about John. What's up with your boy Espo? But
I
go
saw
ahead,
that. I saw that flyer.
Hold on.
What, I saw
At
that?
Oregon Avenue, somebody sent a message from Oregon Avenue. I said, okay, Espo.
No, you seen the flyer from Espo, right? But is there any flyer being put out at the airport? Any flyer being put in the cafeteria,
Yeah.
the break room?
Because the guy sent it. He sent me the screenshot of it. He
Well, who
took a
that guy
picture.
putting them out?
It's Espo.
What?
It's got yeah.
What? Yo, they tell me Espo still got T-shirts from 2013 in his locker.
My question is,
goodness.
you're going to stand up, right? When you go to the board meeting this Friday, tell Shanahan you want the records as a trustee to examine what's going on. That's what I want to know. Are you
What you
man
stop
enough?
at?
Are you going to be
Yo,
man enough to
listen.
do it?
What
Don't
you
sit here and
stop
talk
at?
about
Yeah,
me.
right, right.
Don't-
I agree, I
don't-
agree.
Don't talk.
That's
Don't
right,
talk
that's
trash
right.
on me.
That's right, that's
You
right.
start
You
getting
know what I mean?
getting
You-
your stuff right,
no,
all right?
no,
I'm going to tell you right now.
listen.
Don't get no
You
big
gonna
smile on
man
your
up?
face.
You gonna
You
man up?
You going to bring the
man up?
He know,
records?
yo, he
You
know
gonna
I
bring the
man up.
records?
He know I man up 24/7, right?
No, manning up on the street and coming out there with a
man,
sign
come on with
that says
that, man.
you going in there and be prepared to answer
Espo.
questions on my behalf
Espo.
when people say, oh, I don't understand what Espo's talking about, because you can't go and
Espo.
answer the question. So you better step up
Espo.
and get the records.
Man up.
All right?
Man
Man
up.
up.
Man
Espo.
up.
Man
Yo.
up.
Man
Yo.
up.
You want
Yo.
a shot at the title,
Yo.
you better go and get the B title, all right? Get the B up there, all right? Step
Yo.
it up.
Yo.
I don't want to hear no nonsense.
Yo.
I don't wanna
Man
hear
up.
nothing.
You
I
gonna
don't
be?
hear nothing. I don't hear you
Are
cry.
you coming to the Gates Friday night?
Listen,
Don't make
you
me
want-
start.
You want to
come
come
to Gates
there?
Friday
You want
night?
to come Friday?
You come to Gates
What are
Friday
you
night?
gonna be? What are you gonna be handing out? I just want to know what you gonna be handing out. You should be handing out right now. You should be handing out a flyer saying, why are the jobs still in existence not being reposted, right? Because Izzy Gray made 45 new jobs, and why did they be reposted, right? Put that flyer out there because people care about full-time jobs and wages they can earn. How come down working out? I come down there one day. I see you supervisors working. On day 2, magically all the part-timers get to start doubling again.
Oh, that's
I
true.
came down and I said, whoa.
Right.
We got a problem. I filed a grievance. The supervisor told me I opportunistically filed grievances to collect money for nothing. We opportunistically denied me the opportunity to work through my meal
The word
period.
of the
So
day
he
is
got slammed with a
opportunistic.
grievance, and there's a few more coming.
So let me ask you a question
So I'm
before
going
you
to take
walk
it
away.
down there. When you going to step up and start writing the
Man
grievance
up.
and post them
Listen,
online
man up.
like a
Listen,
real man?
listen,
Hey, stop sitting there and
man
working
up.
with the management team.
Listen, when are you going?
Man up.
Yo.
I got time. I got to go.
Yo, no.
All right, that's
don't-
gonna be
don't-
good,
don't
brother.
leave, Don't leave. Yo, listen. How come you don't fight? Yo, how come you don't fight down in Union Hall? How come you don't fight down in Union Hall with Shanahan like you fight with me?
Hold it.
Huh?
Let's talk about this, members. Let's get the Jumbo Challenge. Jumbo, can you write 12 grievances within the next 10 days? That's what I want to know. Can you write 12 raises in the next 10 days? Can you write them out? Put it down there.
What he had this morning?
He on fire, ain't he?
Yeah, what you had this morning?
Yeah.
What you had this morning? What you had this morning? What you had this morning?
Tell Jumbo,
What you had
I
this
want to
morning?
see those 12 raises
What did
posted
you
online.
have- yo,
You
what
file
did-
for the
what did you have-
supervisors working.
What did you have
The
this morning?
full-time jobs that
What
Izzy
did
made.
what did you have this morning?
He
What did you
fired
have
up.
this morning?
He fired up.
What did you have this morning? What did you have this morning? What?
You.
Yo, and you running now. Oh,
You worked him up. You worked him up.
Hey, bro, can you come out Friday? Yo, can you come out Friday night? Yeah, right. What up, man? Yo. All right, so
What
where
else
we
you
at?
got?
We talking about Billy Martin.
Hey, Hector,
right?
man. Hey, shout out to what y'all did yesterday. For all you guys don't know, since he's on here, Hector, shout out to you, man. 804 had a demonstration in front of one of their buildings. I believe if Hector, if I'm misquoting it, please correct me. I think what happened is one of the buildings in 804, I guess when some classification, they was told to move to another building or something like that. Like I said, I don't know. But what they did was they got the big fat cat out and we're in front of that building with the e-board and a whole bunch of members out there, you know, as a sign of solidarity against what UPS just did. So what you think our guys would have did if that would have happened? You know, they
Put a rat in front of the way?
There was a big cat in front of one of the buildings that UPS had committed an unfair labor practice. So what they did was they got the fat cat in front of the building with the whole e-board. Yeah, in front of the Melville Center. They went out there, the fat cat, the e-board, and there was a whole lot of members out there as a sign to show UPS that they ain't taking it. Now, what you think our boys would have did if they would have did that?
They would have did nothing.
They would have said they could do what they wanted to do.
Yeah, well, like I said, we call Hamilton. How many times we don't call Hamilton? And they spending between $200 and $400 million at the airport, and they got everybody that's non-union working. And Hamilton said one thing, then he said something else, wound up doing nothing. He said the buildings and trade unions were supposed to come up there,
Right.
never showed up.
Hey, man, I don't know what's going to happen, man, but people just got to vote here, man. That's the bottom line. They got to vote. Like I was telling class, yo, our members, man, they need us, man. I got so many messages and stuff from them over the past couple of weeks about, you know, how they depended on us to win this thing for them. You know what I mean? So whatever we got to do, Jumbo, we got to get it done this time, man.
Well, we're doing everything. We're at the gates.
I know.
We're doing
I
everything.
know.
And, you know, the people...
So this is what happened. They sent 8 full-timers to Nassau Center going against the contract. So they went out there and they stood out for their members, took the fat cat out there, the e-board was out there along with a whole bunch of members. It was somehow, hey Hector, I don't know if I can, I don't think I can share it to my group on 623 Lives Matter. I would try to share it to them so they can see what strength looked like, because, you know, people need to see that. And you guys just got elected. That's the key part.
Just got elected.
Just got elected.
Just got 110 full-time job.
Right.
$400 a month pension
increase, right.
Cap on hybrid drivers.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
And the drivers
protection against, you know, what they can do, stipulations on what they can do and what they can't do.
And what's that? And discharge. What was something on
Yeah,
discharge?
the discipline, dishonesty.
And these guys just took office and they had
January,
no experience.
right?
They had no experience.
So, you know, because you know that's going to be their calling card, our people. Because if you look at their old flyers, because I looked at a couple of them. Oh, and speaking of that, now I took a picture of an old flyer from 2013 when Jumbo and them guys won the integrity slate, right? And it was a big paragraph, and it said something like the integrity slate. They don't know about full-time jobs because they were saying that you guys want to create.
That's when we said 804 had the jobs.
The driving helper jobs.
Yeah,
right?
when you get done on preload, that 804 they had full-time jobs. The other half was that the members would go take missiles and stuff out.
Right.
And then they said that wasn't a real job.
Right.
Right. So go ahead.
Right. So and they beat y'all up about that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's why we can't let them. They want to give driver helper, paying them less, driving jobs. I mean, they beat them up. But then 2018, they fine with the 22-4. It's the same thing.
Right, right.
They beat y'all up over the same thing.
And now they turn around and accept
Now
it.
they're accepting it. Man, that's crazy to me. And it's crazy. Oh my God. Then he was talking about, of course, the last hour when we ran against them, they kept beating us over the head. Oh, they don't know anything about arbitration, and we never put this, that, and the other together about arbitration. That's all. They ain't say we didn't fight the company. They ain't say we stood up to Hoffa and IBT. They ain't say we don't know the contract. They don't say none of that. All they say was arbitration. But what happens before you get to arbitration? That's what we need to start teaching our members. What goes on before you get up there? Well, show them how to fight at the shop level before we talk about arbitration. That's what we be doing. Show them how to file grievances and all that. That's what we doing right now. They so worried about arbitration. There's a whole lot of other stuff before you get there. You guys got to wake up, man. What you about to say?
No, I mean, like you said, they got to wake up. I mean, they don't want to educate the members.
Right.
They don't want the members to know anything.
Right. I was out there last weekend at Oregon Avenue. Because on that shift, and I'm pretty sure at PHL, I'm going to be out there at PHL this Saturday too, before the union meeting. A lot of young members out there. Don't even know what a grievance is, don't know what one look like. A lot of them 2 years, 3 years, 18 months, 9 months, 8 months. You know, I gave the guy a grievance, showed him what to do with it, how it looked, you know. Now he knows now.
Well, a lot of them don't even know we got union meetings. They don't even know we got union halls.
Yeah,
And like,
I know.
what's that?
I know.
You know
I
what I
know.
mean?
It's sad, man.
Well, like you say, everybody's saying they going, you know, they with us, they with us, they with us. You got to vote. You got to vote. This is a big election.
It is.
I mean, and you got to vote.
Because like I was telling Clarence, you know, I was telling him, I'm going to tell you the same thing. I'm going to charge you and challenge you, man. We got to get this done, John. We got to. We got to do it because people keep, I mean, the one member told me they're about to retire. But before they retired, they wanted to see these guys out of office. Package car driver, Oregon Avenue. Same type story. Hey, listen, I've been over here for 31 years. I've been with these guys for all this long time. But they have not done the job over these last decade or so. He said before he leave, he wanted, you know, get them out because they ruined what it means to be a Teamster. They did that. All this stuff they keep giving back, not wanting to fight. You see what they tried to do to us at the convention. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And now look at the contract. Again. So people gotta wake up, man.
Everybody had to fight for themselves. Every local had to fight for themselves.
Right.
The IBT didn't fight for all us as a whole. Everybody
Right,
fought for
right,
the individual.
right.
Did you go over the seniority about Raphael?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Well,
we
well,
had
you got the man. You just did
Raphael Montalvo, what you call him? Wanted to be a shop steward. They
Oh,
told
James Romeo?
James Romeo, and just one other person. Their seniority date was April the 13th.
Mhm.
All three of them started at the same time.
Right.
The vice president told them that their seniority date is April the 20th, and arguing with him. That's not right.
Well, we're gonna find out next week if they get that top rating or not. Because you know, if they don't get that money, it's gonna be a big problem down there.
Right.
It's gonna be a big problem.
big problem.
It's gonna be
Big
ugly.
problem.
I'm talking about like World War III problem.
Right.
Them guys been waiting all this long time to get that money.
48 months.
48 months.
And for the
right.
union to come in, go ahead.
And then they don't get it when they're supposed to get it. I want to see what kind of excuse they get. You see what they try to do to Ivory Minkins?
Yeah.
Same situation.
Right. Just like now, James Romeo. James Romeo asked to be a shop steward.
Mm-hmm.
And they need help. We need shop stewards.
Yeah, we do.
And he had to be a shop steward for the pit. The pit's where they do the air raids.
Mm-hmm.
Right off the PD wall, right? And first they said, well, call Shanahan, call Joni, call his Dizzy, and yada, 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 yada. They gave him a runaround about 4 or 5 weeks, right?
Right.
Then Shanahan finally said, Dorian has that part, that area, he doesn't need any help. Dorian, the one told me he need help.
Right.
Why couldn't they make him a shop steward? Why they just couldn't tell him yes or no? You know what I mean? They made him wait all these weeks to tell him no. I mean, that's sad. Now, here's a guy that want to do the work, and they tell him no.
Right. Exactly. And we beg people to participate. We beg people, hey man, get more involved. Well, here's somebody that wanted to, and then they shut him down. But in my, dealings with them, I know that if you against them, they're not going to do anything to help you out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
They're not going to do nothing to help you out. Nothing at all. And I will never forget I will never forget this right here. And Carl Robinson, he'll tell you because he was there, and Bagby. They was going to do a class, and it was sponsored by the TNBC about organizing, right? And this was the time it was a rumor that we was planning on running against them, but we haven't made up our mind yet. This was back in I think 2014. I can't remember when the class was. So Izzy came up to him and asked us, "Hey, listen, we got this class we want to offer, but we want to make sure you guys are still with us." And I'm like, "Huh? What difference does it make? If it's going to make me a better member, a better shop steward, what does it matter if I'm supporting you or not? It shouldn't matter. It's not coming out of your pocket." Couldn't find out. And this is when they didn't support Carl either. So they were like, "Well, Carl can't go because he's not a steward." What, man, Carl, come on. So Carl couldn't find out it was for anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of stuff, man, that I don't understand. Listen, we may have our beef and stuff, but don't stop other people from wanting to be better at their craft, at their trade, and what they're trying to do. If somebody want to be a better steward, a better member, don't be a hindrance.
Right.
Help them out. And that's what we're going to do. Listen, we know people ain't going to agree with us. People don't agree with us all the time now. We ain't going to stop trying to help them.
Yeah, that's like now, right? A lot of things going on across the country. We pay our own pocket because we know that they're not going to support us.
Nah, not at all.
They don't even want to give us the time off. Even if we willing to pay, and we eat our pay, they don't want to do it. They don't want us to do nothing. They want all our people, like they say, like you stand up there and say, Billy Marston, Shanahan, we only worry about local 623. That's all they worry about. And that's sad.
Well, we keep saying it over and over, John. We keep hearing it every time we at the gates. What they say? Them guys got to go.
Yeah, that's what they've been saying.
I'm messaging. I mean, hey,
they kill them.
We need you. We need you guys to win.
Yeah. What happened is like we trying to tell everybody. Listen, Hooker just can't vote. You got to get your whole crew to vote.
Right.
They say they done. You know what I mean? So now you got Shanahan, Morris, them. They showing up trying to act like they want to do something. Now it's too late.
Well,
it's too late.
Like we said before, they're going to be super business agents, super principal officer. They're going to do everything they can to try to make you forget everything over the last 4 or 5 years.
Right.
You know? And so it's going to be our job to make sure that you don't forget. And let's not forget, about UPS. UPS wants them to stay in office. Right. Trust me. Right. Don't let them fool you. Right. Let they do so much. They want our incomers to stay. They don't want to have to deal with us because they know it ain't going to be the same old like it is with these guys. Now, we know we ain't going to do everything right. We know we're not going to win all the time. We know that there's going to be a lot of work and there's going to be some problems. But the one thing that UPS knows about us, that there's always, 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 always going to be a fight. It ain't going to be no, y'all can do what y'all want to do.
Forget what they did to them in the past.
Right.
And, if I was a member, I know everything almost free, $15 for the ticket, right?
Right.
Take the kids and everything. I wouldn't even go. You went to Clemson Park in 2013, but they took your health care. How can you go hang out with somebody and they took your children's health care? You take your children to hang out with them in the park, eat hot dogs, chicken, whatever, right?
Right.
And they took your health care. Will you forget about they took your health care? They took your health care. They took your health care, and because you go out there, get wet in the pool, get on some games and stuff like that, you forget about that. I can never forget. I don't know about you.
No, I ain't forgot. Hey, listen, I was with him. But then, like all this stuff, man, you sit down, you talk to them, you try to tell them the problems with the membership and the problems that they have, and they just threw it up in my face. It wasn't so much the health care. It was the conversation I'm having about the concerns of the members. I'll never forget that conversation. And I had it with them a couple of times, and they just said, "Hey, man, tell them to stop crying, put their pants up, and then whatever." And I'm like, this is not what I signed up for. This is not what. Then you throw in how they lied to us about the contract back then. You add that in there, man. There's no way I can continue to support them or be loyal to them after all of that. That's not right. Now it was my fault for just being blind loyal to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, don't worry. I was blind for a long time. You know
what I'm saying? And then
I was drinking the Kool-Aid.
Hey, man. But then when you go to them with issues concerning the membership, and they say, "Man, forget them," and then they got smart and said, "Well, you go tell them to go tell Jumbo." And then my response was, "Well, if I was Jumbo, I would say, you didn't vote for me. And that was the beginning of the end.
Right.
It wasn't like I woke up one day and said, hey, man, I'm just going to run against him. No. This was a progressive divide. And once that conversation happened, and it kept happening, and then the whole line about the contract and all this other stuff, hey, man, how can you support somebody? Keep supporting somebody like that. It's not going to happen. It's not. It's just not. And they just don't care. The reason why they feel like they still going to win now, because they know people don't vote.
Yeah, but I was at bottom of the hill. I was at the bottom of the hill. What was it? Sunday morning, about 12:30. And a man pulled over, Ferguson. Him and his wife, they was coming from a fair. He said, I'm going to jump. What you doing out here? I said, what you think I'm doing out here?
Right.
It's election. Every vote going to count, right? He like, yeah, Jim, I think y'all going to lose again, right? It's going to be close. I'm like, it's going to be close. I said, we're going to win. I said, hopefully we win. He said, yeah, Jim. This thing, Ferguson, they main man.
Yeah, right.
And he always stopped. He always stopped and go back and say, yeah, Jumbo was out there telling him everything like that. He said, yeah, it's going to be close. I said, yo, listen, we're going down to the wire with him.
Yeah, he told me when we ran in 2016, he put me to the side and said, hey, listen, once you guys lose, you need to go back and, like, beg and ask for forgiveness. That's what he told me.
I believe you.
That's what he told me. And I'm saying, like, what? Ask and beg for forgiveness? I ain't do nothing wrong.
Right.
Why I got to ask them for forgiveness and they lied to us?
Yeah, well, that's just like we said with Eric. Boy ran against you.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't that many votes. But he's doing the jump. I said, we ain't going to be upset at you,
Right,
dog.
right.
We want you to run. One day you might run, and if we get it off, you might run. If you feel that, the thing about this now, right, like, if you're a shop steward or something like that, you should be trying to move forward.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Clarence Smart said, yo, I'm running against y'all. It is what it is.
Right.
Anybody can run. It's a free country.
Anybody
Nobody's
can,
saying,
right.
just because you run against it, that don't mean we're going to stop talking to you.
Right.
Man, Clarence breaking up all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Right?
Listen,
You know what I mean?
it ain't personal.
And then he asked if someone else going to nominate him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Clarence might nominate my second him, right?
Right.
He like, really? I said, dude, it is what it is, dog.
Right.
It's a free country. Anybody can run.
Right.
If you think you can do a better job than guys on Richmond Street, you should run.
I agree.
You know what I mean? But here's what we saying. Vote. All we saying is that you don't have to put Hooker down there. You can put Benny. You can put Bobby Curry. You can put Dana down there. All we saying is we got to get some new blood down there. That's what we saying. Mm-hmm. And hopefully you vote for Hooker.
Vote for us all, because like I said, them state votes, man, that was crazy.
Yeah, so that's all we saying. I mean, we don't have no animosity to nobody.
No, not at all.
You know?
Not at all.
Like now they talking about Jim. You talking to Ryan Bennett? Yeah, I talked to Ryan Bennett. You know what I mean? Me and Ryan Bennett, we ran together, in 2013. That was then, that was that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Right. I still could talk to him because I call him. I don't know everything about feeders. I call him and say, Ryan, I got a problem. He tell me what it is. You know what I'm saying, right? You still got to work with these guys.
Exactly.
You don't know that department.
Exactly. You got to work with everybody. It doesn't matter. If you like us, if you don't, vote for us. If you
but
do,
the biggest
you got to work for everybody.
The biggest problem with George and Shanahan is, right, is only 7 spots down Richmond Street. You understand what I'm saying? And they got shop stewards down the hall want to kill each other and they ain't never going to get the spot.
Right.
They never going to get the spot.
Right.
Clarence Smart, he said he was next. He said the next spot was his.
Right.
So how they give it to Jesse? Clarence Smart said, I'm the next trustee. I'm the next BA. That's what he said.
Right.
So I said, Clarence, it don't work like that. He like, let me not get it. He didn't get it.
Right.
Oh, Jumbo, you right. I told you that. Don't work like that. There's only 7 seats down there.
Right.
And we got over 100 shop stewards.
About 40-something.
About 40-something shop stewards, right? Listen, and everybody want a seat. Everybody can't get a seat.
Right.
You know what I mean? And there's some guys, the shop stewards, that been doing a real great job. They should be looked at.
Right.
But I mean, you know what I mean? There's only 7 seats.
Right.
And they got each other fighting, killing each other for the seats.
Well, we're going to get ready to get out of here, good people. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. As always, we enjoy bringing it to you. Don't forget, go to spcr.org, and it'll walk you through the donating button. Make sure you donate, continue to watch the show, continue to support us. We can continue to do what we do because, we're doing this for you, all right? October is very, very important. We need you guys to vote. We need you guys to make sure that we get the right people in office. And we're going to do the job if you guys elect us. No doubt about that. But we need you guys. All right? So we appreciate you. We love you. Don't forget, 623 Lives Matter. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing coming up. When we hit these gates hard, it's going to be an army of people. We done built up a community label outside of our membership, and we want you guys to understand that's what we're going to do when we get in the office. We're going to build the relationship back up. All right, we love you guys. Appreciate you. All right, God bless.
You let me get my spill. You let me get my spill in there. You let me get my spill in there.
Man, time running out, man.
Come on, let's go. I need a ride.
All right.
Drop me off. I'm gonna park my car on Washington, truck on Washington. Now drop me off 6 and Mark. I got to go Federal Bill.
All right, 6th and Market.
My wife actually got to hear your show because she's on spring break. She said she really likes it.
Okay, cool.
She's, I don't know if you know, but